This is going to be one of the sexiest money videos you'll ever watch. I'm kidding. Nothing is sexy about these money habits that I'm going to be talking about, but they will help you be a lot wealthier in the future, and that's pretty damn sexy if you ask me. So congratulations on starting your career. Now it's time to plan the exit. You may think, whoa, wait a minute. I'm still young. I still have plenty of time until I have to retire, and you will with that attitude. You may really enjoy your career now. You may even enjoy it for a really long time, but I promise there's going to be a lot more other things that you would rather do than have to do something for money. And the sooner you start building these money habits, the sooner you'll be able to stop worrying about having to work for money. So let's get right into the first habit, and that is discipline. If you have discipline, you will control your life. And if you don't, your life will control you. Damn. That was kind of deep. That's what she said. Now, this isn't exclusively for money, but having discipline will make your life better in so many different ways. The next habit you should build is to consume a lot of content around money. Fill your YouTube homepage with people like Dave Ramsey, The Money Guy Show, Graham Stephan, Andre Jick, Mark Neal, Investing with Rose, Sorella Moore Finance, and many others. Now, after a while, you're going to notice that the content is simple and pretty repetitive, but that's a good thing. It's good because it shows that you're learning about money, but also because it shows that it's really not complicated to get started. Now, when you have more money, it gets a little more complicated, but that's a good problem to have. Simply consuming this type of content and learning about personal finance will put you ahead of so many people. And the purpose of surrounding yourself with money-related content is to learn about it, but also constantly have those reminders. After some time, you're gonna know exactly what a video is gonna be talking about just by reading the title, but that's a good thing. And your 20s are the best time to learn about personal finance because you can build that foundation, and because time is your best friend when it comes to being wealthy in the future. The next money habit is to see money as a tool to make you more money. Yes, you can use your money to buy you little things now, but when you get to the point where you're investing your money, what you're doing is building an army of dollars. And that army of dollars goes and recruits more dollars, and your army becomes larger and larger, and with time, it'll become massive. That's what she said. One really cool and eye-opening thing to do is to mess with a compound interest calculator. Just play around with it and notice the difference 10, 5, and even 1 year makes. Especially when you're young, it's important to see money as a tool that makes you more money. Try not to see this as a sacrifice, but instead as an investment. The next habit is really important, and it's something that not a lot of people do, and it is to track your net worth. Net worth is really simple. It is what you own minus what you owe. Now, how often you track your net worth is completely up to you, but you should at least be tracking it once a year. And it is net worth, not income, that is a true indicator of wealth. You can make $50,000 a year and be wealthier than somebody that makes $200,000 a year but blows all their money. A very costly mistake is thinking you're wealthy because you make more money than everybody you know, but you have nothing to show for it. You can calculate your net worth with a net worth calculator online, or even better, you can use an app like Mint. Which brings us to today's sponsor, me, not Mint. Mint isn't sponsoring this. Anyway, I recently started using Mint. It's completely free and it's a great way to track your spending, budget, and even track your net worth. And speaking of tracking your expenses and budgeting, that is the next habit that you really want to build early on in your life. This is probably one of the least sexy habits in this video, but it's one of the most important. You may think you know where your money is going, but until you really track it, you really don't know. And if you don't tell it where to go, it's probably not going to go where it will benefit you in the future. Like I said, you can use a service called Mint, which does a lot of things automatically for you. Or if you like to do it manually like I do, you can use a service called EveryDollar. However you decide to do it, it's really important that you start doing it now, because if not, you're going to keep putting it off. Another really important habit to get into when you start your career is to contribute at least the company match to your 401k. So like I said earlier, as soon as you start your career, you should be planning your exit. Even if you really like your career now, even if you really like your career for a really long time, there's going to be things that you would rather do than your career for money at some point in your life. So you need to plan your exit, and you're going to want to exit in style. And by style, I mean with a lot of money to do whatever you want. A great way to invest in your retirement is through a 401k retirement account. Most employers offer what is called a 401k match, and it is literally free money. I guess it's not free to them, but it's free to you, so that's what matters. You need to figure out what your employer's 401k match is and contribute at least that much. Whether it's 8% or 4% or 2%, make sure you take all the money. You want all that money, and don't assume you're automatically set up when you start. And the sooner you start investing, the more your money will grow because of something called compound interest. Another really boring but very important habit is to get in the habit of building an emergency fund. You're an adult now, and when shit happens, you're going to be the one that has to pay for it. 3 to 6 months of living expenses is what's usually recommended for the emergency fund, and it's a really good idea to put it in a savings account that you have quick and easy access to. This isn't money you invest, and I want to emphasize that you want to keep this separate from your checking account. And remember, this is an emergency fund, so use it for emergencies. And if you thought contributing to your 401k retirement account was enough, it isn't, because you should contribute to a Roth IRA. A Roth IRA is different than a 401k, but they're both retirement accounts and should be used for your retirement. This next one isn't really a habit, but it's really important, and that is to find ways to make money other than from your main job. You don't want to put your money in the hands of a single source of income. If you want to learn more about money, make sure you watch these videos.